what's up, NBA and basketball fans? Let me tell you guys a quick story about the worst experience I ever had with basketball. It was the summer of my junior year going into my senior year. I signed up for this summer league. The purpose of this league was for the neighboring schools to get all their basketball teams together and have just like basically the summer league. I wasn't on a team. However, outsiders were always allowed to either bring their own team, sign up their own team, or just come in as stranglers and they would place you on a team. I was in the strangler category. This is where it all started to go downhill. In the letter, it said that day one was everyone just signs up and people who did not have a team would be placed onto a team. So I show up in some Air Force Ones with the force fields in them and some jeans. I get there, sign up, everything's going good until they say go lace up, go change, and get ready to try out. How am I supposed to try and got basketball clothes on? I get to hooping in some Air Force Ones with the force fields in them. Any of you have ever worn force fields and tried to run, tried to do anything more than the basic walk, you know the pain that I was going through. I couldn't run, I couldn't jump, I couldn't do anything. So tryouts begin and I wasn't really able to hoop much. Tryout game's over, I get placed on the misfit team. There was a couple of teams that signed up together, 3 or 4 different varsity teams, and us. On my team, there was this extremely tall, but about the most uncoordinated person I had ever seen in my life. There was a guy who, I'm not gonna lie, he could kind of shoot, but he was lazy as crap. There was a kid who had a huge ego, but had no game to back it up. And then there's a guy who was the wannabe hooper. He looked like he knew the game, but he didn't. And then there was me. And what made it worse was the coach. The coach didn't know much about basketball at all. I know this for a fact. And you know how I know all this? The coach was my dad. Let me tell you guys about the practices. The first thing that ever happened in practice, my dad decided that we were gonna do some layup lines. A very simple practice routine. Gets the ball, he's like, pass me the rock. You know how you can tell when someone doesn't really dribble? When they have to look down at the basketball while they dribble, just to make sure he doesn't freaking go anywhere. When he finally got to the rim, when he finally struggled and got to the freaking rim, you know what he does? He freaking airballs the layup. He airballs the layup. How a coach gonna airball a layup? The shot went like this. Didn't even touch the net, barely touched there. Needless to say, practices didn't go so well. Now let's move on to how the freaking games went. As you guys could probably guess, we didn't win a single freaking game that entire season. We got blown out every single game. Scores 76-12, 82-5. Ain't nobody out there hooping. Teams were mocking us. I don't like being mocked. No one else on my team cared. The tall, unathletic guy thinking he a point guard getting stripped every single time down the court. You got the lazy guy over there on the bench freaking taking a nap in the middle of the third quarter. Wannabe hooper on the sideline polishing his shoes. The coach over there still trying to figure out how to dribble a basketball. You got the guy with the big ego over there getting angry even though he ain't doing nothing. I was playing 1-on-5 defense. So after like the first 5 or 6 games, you know, the people who organize the league kind of feel bad for us. You know what they do for us? They pair us against a middle school team. Keep in mind, we're all 17, 18, I think someone was 19 on the team, and they're gonna pair us against 11 and 12-year-olds. You best believe when that game started, I freaking went off. I was dunking. You know, I wasn't dunking. I still can't dunk. I was making sure that I ain't lose no game to no middle schoolers. Safe to say that we won that game. Yeah, buddy.